Coach, monumental challenge this week with John Curtis. How do you try to match up with a team like that with their physicality and their size?
First of all, I think that monumental challenge comment, Ryan, is very appropriate for this week because it is. We really don't match up, and we don't have a good matchup anywhere on the board and whatever. But I think as a team, we just need to practice and play like you're going to win the ball game, and we got to go into it and put special emphasis on some things with them because they're very thorough. They do all the little things well, and they're not the defending national champions for nothing. Even though those two losses, I mean, we knew who they lost against. They lost against two powerhouses, and but they're still one of the best teams in the state. In fact, they're probably still going to be in the Superdome. We all know that in our class and whatnot. So what do? You just you challenge your kids just to keep playing hard and play as hard as they possibly can, but with the understanding there's more football left after this ball game.
And kind of talk about you mentioned try not to go for the big play necessarily against Curtis because they just don't give them up. Talk about how you can try to move the ball against them in terms of keeping the defense off the field and what you guys can do in that department.
Well, what they do is they do a great job. If you run a play that's been successful, they'll make a correction and they'll get it right and it won't work the second time. So you have to mix and match. You just can't throw the ball all over the ball. We're not equipped to do that anyway, and you can't run every down either. We're not equipped to do that. So we just have to mix and match and try to keep them off balance the best we possibly can. And we're not looking for the big play because their safety play is extremely deep. They protect extremely well, and they're very physical. So that's what our kids need to understand, how physical Curtis is, whatnot. So we need to make sure that we don't turn it over. It's okay to punt the ball and make them play the long field, but just don't give any turnovers and any easy score. I think on defense, it's very, very important for us not to give up the big play. If they do score, let's just make sure that they earn it, and let's make sure that they drive it and they have to work a little hard for it.
You guys actually in 2009, I think the last district team to ever really give them a run. You guys lost by 1. Is there anything Is there anything from that game that you can kind of apply to this game in terms of how you guys approach playing them then?
Well, it's funny because when you look at that game on tape, and we went back and viewed that game on tape and whatnot. We had some guys that made some outstanding plays in that ball game. We had some guys that played lights out in that ball game, and it's going to take that kind of effort just to be competitive with them. And if not, I mean, they're able even in a Carr ball game. That they were way up on Carr by 4 touchdowns before Carr came back. So they've played some real good competition. They're certainly not going to be in awe of us. But we're going to need some help. I mean, if they play a perfect ball game or whatnot, it's going to be hard to win. So we're going to need some help. But we're going to have to also try to create some mistakes on their part by being more aggressive. And we're going to have to take some chances. I mean, we're going to have to gamble a little bit and try to steal some possessions here or there to keep their offense off the field.